Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the single biggest challenges in the world of enterprise tech, and that is, how do you build truly groundbreaking AI that you can actually defend when the regulators and auditors inevitably come knocking?
And this is the question, isn't it? It's the one every enterprise leader is grappling with right now. As we race to deploy all this amazing AI, we're also trying to navigate a minefield of incredible opportunities and some equally huge risks. So how do you prove that your innovative new AI system is also responsible, compliant, and fundamentally safe?
All right, let's get right to the heart of the problem. What we're seeing is this dangerous chasm opening up inside most organizations. It's a huge gap between the AI policies we write down and the actual practices our teams are following day to day.
And you can see it right here. On one side, you've got these high-level governance frameworks, the EU AI Act, NIST, you name it. They tell us what good should look like. But then on the other side, you've got the reality of how we build things, with MLOps, agile sprints, agentic workflows, all moving at lightning speed. The language, the culture, the pace, they're from two different worlds.
You know, this disconnect, it's not just some theoretical issue for a slide deck. No, it creates very, very real risk. This is exactly where compliance breaks down, and it's where reputations can be lost. So the big question is, how on earth do we bridge this chasm? Well, the answer might lie in a framework that many business leaders already know and trust.
To figure this out, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We can actually ground this whole conversation in a classic, time-tested model for enterprise risk management, the 3 lines of defense.
It's a beautifully simple but really powerful model. So you have line 1, that's your delivery teams, the folks in the trenches building and owning the AI. Then you have line 3, that's your auditors, your regulators, providing that independent assurance. The crucial part, the piece that is so often missing, is that translation layer that happens right in the middle, the second line. That is the bridge we need to build across that governance chasm.
And that brings us right to the core of what we're talking about today. How do we make that second line a truly powerful operational engine, instead of just a box on an organizational chart?
This slide right here highlights such a critical distinction. Look, frameworks like ISO, they are fantastic at defining the what. They set the expectations for what a good management system looks like, but they really don't give you the how. A methodology, like Asimov AI, is designed from the ground up to be that how. It's about operationalizing those big ideas and embedding them right into your AI architecture.
So think of the Asimov AI methodology as the operational core, the engine for that second line. It's the translator that takes these abstract rules from regulators and turns them into concrete, machine-executable controls for your developers. It deconstructs human processes, it maps requirements across all the major frameworks, and maybe most importantly, it creates that critical traceability right from the very beginning, by design. Okay, so let's see how this methodology actually builds a practical, continuous chain of evidence. Because, let's be honest, at the end of the day, governance without proof is just a nice conversation. You need tangible evidence that will stand up to real scrutiny.
This really requires a fundamental shift in mindset. The goal is not to scramble and prepare for an audit once a year. The goal is to be audit-ready by default, every single minute of every single day. And you get there by generating a continuous, automated stream of evidence that proves your controls aren't just designed well, but that they're actually working in practice.
And this table just illustrates it perfectly. So take a high-level goal, like data transparency. An auditor is going to want to see evidence, like data lineage records. Well, the Asimov methodology can just generate that automatically from the system metadata. Or how about model governance? It can auto-generate what are called model cards, which are basically standardized report cards on a model's performance. For human oversight, it can hard-code principles like the 4 eyes rule, where 2 different people have to approve something critical, which creates a non-negotiable decision log. It's all about making governance real, making it tangible.
So, what's the bottom line here? What does all of this actually enable for the business? I mean, why go through all this effort?
And this is probably the most important takeaway of all. A really robust second line, one that's powered by a clear methodology, it doesn't slow you down. It does the exact opposite. It turns risk management from a blocker into a strategic enabler, giving you the confidence to move faster and to scale your AI initiatives safely.
And this is why it matters so much. It lets you achieve that perfect balance, scaling with velocity without having to sacrifice assurance. You build real evidence-based trust with your customers, with your stakeholders, with regulators. And suddenly, all this complex AI regulation, it stops being a threat and it actually becomes a competitive advantage. because while everyone else is scrambling, you're innovating responsibly and with confidence.
This statement really just captures the whole thing perfectly. It's not just another framework to talk about. It is the operational layer that makes your governance real, practical, and most importantly, defensible. It's what truly bridges that gap between the boardroom and the code.
And so that's the challenge and also the opportunity that we'll leave you with. Building an AI future isn't just about what's possible anymore. It's about what's provable. Having a structured operational approach to governance is what makes the difference between simply being innovative and assured.